Welcome back to 5 Minutes With on Home and Garden TV. I'm your host, Mike White, and Brady Hammond joins me each episode to talk to people in business that tie into the real estate industry and look at the tips, tricks, and trends on how the market's growing. Joining us today, we've got a great company, Euroclean. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So, Aldin, how long have you guys been in business, and what sets you apart from the competitors?
We have been in business for about 3.5, almost 4 years, and the main thing that I would have to say that sets us apart from our competitors is mostly company culture. That goes a long way with the customer experience. So I would have to say company culture, our team, our level of quality, our standard, and then just our responsiveness. We give back to every client within 24 hours of every quote we receive. So things of that nature that just makes us, top of the line, I would have to say.
So Brady, when the Hammond family group comes into a home to sell the property, is there ever a mess, or does it ever need cleaning services?
Yeah, I wish I could say it's just perfectly staged and everything's nice and clean every time, but that's not always the case, obviously. And Aldin's done some work for some of our clients before, and Aldin, you kind of mentioned your team and everything, but you specifically, how did you kind of get into the business, and what role do you play right now on Euroclean?
So I am the president of the company. I am CEO and president, and the way I got into this industry, me and my mother, we used to do housekeeping for the Oscar Mayer family down in Miami for about 9 to 10 years. They have a couple of properties throughout the United States, and they, go from property to property, and we house it pretty much for a while. And that kind of really got my feet wet with the industry. And I came up here, and 5 years ago I came to Jacksonville. I started in 2019, like I said. It was just a thought, started from nothing, and we're a 6-figure company doing fairly well.
So what are some things that you emphasize to your team? I know we already kind of talked a little bit about what sets you apart, but as I just know how important when you're staging a house to list the details are. What are some things you really emphasize with your team? Hey, you need to get this XYZ that really sets another home, a home that's cleaned by Euroclean as opposed to another. What really do you emphasize with your team members to set those apart?
What I would have to say is attention to detail. Now, a lot of cleaning companies, they pay a lot of attention to detail, but when our procedure and the way we do it is what, at the end of the day, the quality, that's where it comes from. And then also the people that I have, they're not just, people with any type of experience. There is commercial cleaning experience, and there's also residential, and there's a big difference there. So that's really what makes that quality at the end of the day, pretty much showroom ready, ready to put on the market, type things like that.
Is there something that you've learned in business as being the CEO and a president, sometimes lonely at the top, right? But is there something you've learned that if you went back to yourself 10 years ago, a piece of knowledge you'd want to take and give yourself back then?
Never stop. Never stop. No matter what happens, no matter how it is, just do not quit. That's the only piece of advice, and everything else comes along with that. You learn pretty much everything, either one way or another, if you're wanting to learn it. So that's how I look at it. Just have a bull mentality, and just go through things, take everything as if, it's the first, and go in it as a student mindset. And really, that's how you're going to get through it. Just do not quit, no matter what you're doing. If we're looking at homes or if we're looking to clean homes, it's, you gotta just be a great service provider to your clients and customers. And also you just have to be, you have to be with the market. You have to have the knowledge. You have to, look professional. You have to be good looking. You got to know how to do what do what you're doing. So.
Hey, if you don't look good, how can you expect someone's house to look good?
Hey,
right?
That's just the name of the game. So.
Now I've got to know. You mentioned a little bit of Oscar Mayer. What were those properties like that Oscar Mayer had down that you were cleaning?
Definitely, it was definitely something to see. I would have to say, they're about 5,000, 6,000 square foot properties, and then obviously they have grandsons, granddaughters, and family members that live in the Fort Lauderdale area. So we service their homes on a much more larger basis, but mainly the Oscar Mayer grandparents, those are going to be the ones that we service the longest. But those properties are massive, man. They have massive sailboats. They have a center console walk-around boat. I'm into fishing, so, but I mean, massive property. Beautiful dog. I mean, the dog doesn't even know their owners because it's there all the time. So it's one of those situations.
Brady, so working with Euroclean, what has been your experience with the company?
Well, like Aldin said, I mean, very communicative. Anytime we've got a client that's needing his services, he's quick to respond, which is a big thing, not with any industry, but especially if there's a time crunch. Sometimes, we need this done right away for X, Y reason, and it's just having that someone that you can call and can either immediately get in touch with or have a quick response with. That's a reason that we've really liked to refer people to Euroclean and Aldin's team.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time to come on the show today. We appreciate it, and congratulations on all of your successes.
Thank you guys for having me. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks, Aldin.
To find out more about Euroclean and all the amazing things they could do for your home or business, visit us at iwantabuzz.com. We'll see you next time on 5 Minutes With.